This episode of ETC is brought to you by The Belko Experiment, in theaters March 17th.
He will not divide us! 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 He will not divide us!
Well, shit, that didn't really work, now did it? Welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Weird News. Let's check in on one of our favorite subjects, Shia LaBeouf. Actor, artist, motivator, cannibal, weirdo.
Yeah.
Actual
cannibal.
What can
Shia
this man not do? He's a Renaissance man. Turns out the answer to that question is Shia LaBeouf cannot stop Donald Trump's presidency simply by hosting a 24/7 live stream of himself and random passersby shouting, "He will not divide us."
Yeah, so after the election of Donald Trump as the 45th president, Shia LaBeouf, like many American progressives who were opposed to Trump's campaign's platforms, he started to look for ways to bounce back from defeat with something positive and productive. And thanks to his success in his secondary career as one of today's greatest modern artists, with pieces like "I Have a Paper Bag on My Head as a Mask" and "I Plagiarized a Well-Known Graphic Novelist and I'm Sorry I Got Caught," he figured the best way to deal with the rise of Trump was through performance art. Always solves the problem. I mean, say what you want about his idea, but David Hasselhoff performing...
He brought down that wall.
He brought down the wall, single-handedly.
Yeah, sorry Reagan.
Yeah.
Sorry Pope John Paul II. It was Knight Rider. But anyway, Shia LaBeouf and his collaborators Nastia Sade-Ronco and Luke Turner launched He Will Not Divide Us on January 20th, Inauguration Day. The piece consisted of a camera mounted on a wall outside of New York's Museum of the Moving Image with video streamed 24/7 to hewillnotdivide.us and an invitation to literally everyone to come stand in front of the camera and chant, "He will not divide us," as a show of solidarity against Trump.
As the artist described it, open to all, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The participatory performance will be live streamed continuously for 4 years or the duration of the presidency. In this way, the mantra, "He will not divide us," acts as a show of resistance or insistence, opposition or optimism, guided by the spirit of each individual participant and the community. And for much of its first day at least, there was plenty of unity on display, with big crowds of people chanting and even a visit from fellow weirdo Jaden Smith.
Now, the idea that this could go on for 4 straight years, though, was laughable right from the start. This kind of well-intentioned but otherwise completely pointless and self-indulgent expression of flaccid resistance was doomed. And it did not take long before the 4chan crowd, emboldened by having just successfully memed a man into the White House, started showing up and hijacking the live stream, making it actually a lot more interesting than it otherwise would have been.
And way more interesting than that damn giraffe, April, who still hasn't given birth.
Yeah. She hasn't really...
It's been weeks. She has been on the verge of giving birth to a 150-pound, 6-foot-tall baby giraffe for weeks, Elliot, and I am very curious at how much American productivity has suffered because of this fucking giraffe.
I've barely gotten anything done. They need to change that giraffe name to Beyonce, because that pregnancy is fake.
Well, it's not fake this time. She proved it, right?
Nice fat suit, Beyonce. We all know. You got a surrogate. Rich people don't carry children.
Yeah. Anyways, back to Shia LaBeouf and his performance art. You had people holding up pictures of Pepe right next to LaBeouf's head. People showing up to chant, "He will not inside us." A guy reciting the lyrics to the Smash Mouth's All-Star. And that's just on the evening of day one. A few days later, 3 dudes showed up in the middle of the night and spent several hours reading from threads from 4chan's politically incorrect forum, shouting in-jokes and catchphrases and just generally playing to their growing crowd of viewers who'd assembled on 4chan to watch Shia LaBeouf's naive attempt at resistance collapse before their very eyes.
They were shitposting IRL.
Yeah.
The ultimate dream.
The old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf had already gotten pretty damn angry a few days earlier at a troll who showed up and read off the neo-Nazi 14-word slogan of preserving the existence of white people on camera, so a bit on edge already. At this point, he was understandably getting annoyed at his live stream getting taken over by trolls with plenty of time on their hands, and he got a little too physical with another troll, leading to an arrest for assault. After getting out on bail, Shia was right back at it, though, but eventually, after less than 1 month into its 4-month run, the Museum of the Moving Image got tired of the whole thing becoming basically a giant honeypot for trolls and shut He Will Not Divide Us down.
So he did divide. Well, at least him and the museum.
Yes.
Score 1 for Trump, 0 for LaBeouf.
Damn it.
LaBeouf
He told us that we would get tired of winning.
No.
Or tired of him winning.
Yeah. Anyways, LaBeouf and company, they weren't deterred. They insisted that the show must go on just farther away where there were fewer people, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Moving the stream from a city of 8.5 million people to a city of 500,000 people meant a lot less action in general in the stream, but the new location was decidedly more dodgy than the previous one. And just 5 days in, the stream was shut down yet again, this time due to safety concerns after reports of gunshots in the area.
Divided again.
Damn Walter White and Jesse.
Yeah.
Cruising through the streets.
Tuco.
Yeah.
And
the others.
all the rest.
Yeah.
Anyway, when Shia LaBeouf sets his mind to something, he just does it.
Even if it's acting or protesting.
So, in an attempt to not only bring back the project, but also deter 4chan trolls, he started up the stream yet again in an undisclosed location. This, of course, meant that in addition to no trolls, there'd also simply be no people at all. And the stream was downgraded to just a 24/7 shot of a "He Will Not Divide Us" flag waving with the sky in the background somewhere in the world.
Yeah, this is like a very shitty example of the Snapchat Snapbot, which sells spectacles around the country. Except instead of people that want to buy glasses showing up, it's trolls.
Yeah.
Surely at this point, the 4chan crowd could claim victory and walk away knowing that they had once again harnessed the power of so-called, their words, weaponized autism and achieved their goals. But no, it wasn't over. Shia LaBeouf may have retreated from the battlefield, but he had not surrendered. There was still a flag out there waving in the sky and a camera beaming a live feed of it onto the internet.
But how could someone figure out where the flag was? It's just a flag in the sky. Well, as a demonstration of the aforementioned weaponized autism, 4chaners immediately set to work analyzing the path of the sun and stars, the wind patterns, and airplane contrails. It's unclear how long this method would have taken, though, because on the same day that the new stream began, Shia LaBeouf was spotted by locals in Greenville, Tennessee, a town of 15,000 people, where obviously this was the biggest fucking news that they'd had all year.
Yeah, so there you go. 4chaners compared the path of airplanes on the live stream to live flight path data over Greenville and realized, yeah, this is definitely the place. And to narrow down the location even further, one chainer got in his truck and started driving around town honking his horn and checking if people could hear it on the stream. Brilliant!
Mhm.
That's a smart idea.
It's impressive.
Yeah,
I can't deny
eventually
it.
they were able to actually spot what appeared to be the flag off in the distance in a private field, and when nightfall came, very brave Anon went in, stole the flag, and replaced it with a Pepe t-shirt and a Make America Great hat.
I don't like doing this, but
I mean, you gotta give credit where credit's due. That is impressive.
Yeah.
I also love how much time was wasted on mapping wind patterns and the stars before they were like, oh, he was spotted in Tennessee, so maybe that would just be a lot easier. But to go around honking the horn, love it, love it.
It's, yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, yes, after just 36 hours, He Will Not Divide Us round 3 had ended, and the stream has since been taken offline with the message waiting for the event to go live, just sitting there at the top of the webpage. It would seem that Shia LaBeouf and his collaborators had finally given up. Unless, of course, the plan is to now move the live stream to the inside of a fucking tiger cage or the bottom of the sea. Though, I mean,
Not really practical.
And still,
Yeah, I don't
someone
think that they can
unfortunate is
breathe
like,
underwater.
oh yeah, I got tranquilizer darts, I'll go kill the tiger, or I got my scuba suit.
I don't think the tranquilizer darts are necessary. It is drowning.
Well, anyway, Shia LaBeouf may not have been able to single-handedly heal a divided nation, but he can take some comfort in uniting a small, notorious section of the internet where no challenge is too great, no task too impossible, and no flag too hidden.
Bravo. But before we get into the second half of this show, hey, what time is it?
I don't know.
Why pull out your phone out of your pocket every time you need to know how late you are for your obligations when you can wear the time of day right on your wrist? I know, it's a crazy idea.
Wow!
But Movement Watches is this week's sponsoring advertiser, and they make classy watches like this one.
Movement Watches start at just $95. Go check out their huge selection of classic and minimalist designs at mvmtwatches.com/MWW, and you'll also get 15% off of your order with free shipping for purchases over $50 and free returns within 60 days of delivery for purchases over $50 if you change your mind. Step up your watch game. You're going to be getting so many damn compliments on your new watch. Again, that's mvmtwatches.com/MWW for 15% off. Join the movement.
Okay, now it's time to run through some of the weirdest news headlines from this past week, starting with one from all of our favorite states, and my home state,
They keep asking about it.
Florida.
Dead shark in Florida Walmart parking lot baffles investigators.
I mean, it's not that weird because
Why
they're
they got
sharks. There's
What?
sharks in Florida.
This is
not
5
but in the
miles
water.
from the ocean, though.
Still, you can imagine someone caught one and just left it there because
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, yeah, the risk is too high. I'm not
Are you
I'm fishing
allowed
without
to
a license."
Oh.
I don't know how endangered sharks are. It depends on which one, I believe.
It was like a 5-footer. I don't know. Are those
I knew
rare?
friends that used to catch hammerheads. Not sure if it was legal or not, but there you go. It's not uncommon.
I thought Florida was land of the free. Like you can kill anything.
There's pretty much no rules, but
You don't need helmets or seatbelts or any of that shit.
Well-
Why should sharks get all the rules?
I guess you're right. I mean,
Also,
unless you-
why? My big question here: why put an investigator on the case? Get an invest-a-sharker.
Oh, that was a good pun.
But
Also, I mean, maybe this shark was just out for a nice trip to Walmart for the family,
they got deals.
and then he was assaulted in the parking lot.
I mean, it sounds like a
Land
bunch
shark. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm telling you, it's a bunch of teenagers who illegally caught a shark, had it in the truck, and they were just like, I can't take this home. My dad's like really passionate about like fishing licenses and shit.
Yeah.
Let's just go dump it in the parking lot of a Walmart.
Yeah, or they took it to like a taxidermist, and he was like, I'm not fucking touching that
Yeah.
thing.
Probably.
So, who knows? Could be anything.
Yeah.
It's Florida.
We'll keep you updated.
They
on
were
this
probably on
ongoing
bath
investigation.
salts.
Probably.
Yeah.
No teeth marks though.
Next headline, Pornhub says it will plow snow in Boston for free, and they did.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they did New York and Boston. They just put the logos in the front of their plows.
Yeah, it's sad. If they had done this just a couple days earlier, it would have been during PAX, and they would have gotten so much like free
Yeah.
advertising to their target audience.
Exactly.
But didn't happen. They
As soon as you
waited.
guys are done with PAX, we know you're going back to the basement anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well watch some porno.
They were like, we feel that the city of Boston could really use a plow.
Yeah.
The whole thing's just a dumb pun.
Yeah.
But whatever. They're helping people.
I do like that they're essentially saying Boston needs to get fucked.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
That's fine.
I don't really like.
Yeah,
the
they got
city
their
of Boston.
holiday coming up next Friday.
Oh
Like
yeah.
with their dropkick Murphys and their
big,
flogging
the
mollies.
big holiday
They're
where
all- they're all
everyone
gonna
has
be
a
fighting.
perfectly safe time.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
A couple fakes homicide scene claims it was a joke.
I mean, if they're faking it, is it not a joke?
Well, here's what happened.
Okay.
It's a husband or boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know. They're a couple, and the wife got up and they shot ketchup all over her, and she pretended to be dead with a knife sitting next to her.
Mhm.
And then the boyfriend or husband or whatever took a picture of it and texted it to all of his relatives, being like, "I don't know what happened. We got in a fight, and I woke up and found this." And they called the cops.
Hilarious
obviously.
joke.
The cops showed up and they're like, "What? It was a prank." Like, did you? Were you gonna tell anyone it was a prank? So now they're in trouble for like inciting hysteria or panic. Or
Well, also
something.
wasting police resources.
Yeah, it's
So,
dumb.
Yeah, what a bad
Didn't you
idea.
learn anything from Sam Pepper?
Yeah. You know, it'd be a fun joke. Acting like I murdered my wife.
Yeah, I mean,
Hilarious.
if we're comparing this to what 4chan did, again, I have to side with 4chan.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't hurt anyone.
No. Except Shia LaBeouf's ego.
You know, he could go down a few notches.
Yeah. Brilliant artist, though. 5-second rule for food dropped on the floor approved by germ scientists. Really? Has science done it again?
Yeah.
What kind of breakthrough made this possible?
I could have told you that from all my years of picking up food from the ground and eating.
And yeah, it actually makes you tougher.
Yeah. It's good
You
for
know
your
what?
immune
Maybe
system.
Trump is right. We should defund all these scientists.
Yeah,
Wasting their time
Yeah.
doing experiments on this?
And you should let your kids play in the fucking dirt.
Yeah. Go throw your kids in a filthy lake.
Yeah.
They'll thank you for
It's
it later.
good for you. Living in filth is good for you.
Exactly.
Eating food from the ground is good for you.
Makes you tough.
Just do it just enough to toughen up your genes.
That's why when you're young, when your adult teeth finally come in, the best thing you can do is drink gallons of soda and eat Jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Because it makes your teeth stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a scientific fact.
Yeah.
And you heard it here first.
Yeah. The statement has not been approved by the FDA.
Because it doesn't exist
The
anymore.
FDA does not exist anymore.
We're getting rid of it.
Yeah. You choose. Reports of gunmen turn out to be plumber with plunger at Mission Viejo Mall. This is from my home paper of the Orange County Register.
Oh, good. So, yeah, that's... You gotta wonder who this plumber was. Was he a mysterious person? Was he lurking in the shadows with his plunger?
I don't know.
Was he walking around
Was he
like
carrying
creeping?
his plunger like
yeah, just walking around.
Was
It's
he
like,
wearing fatigues for his plunger
No, he was
job?
dressed as Mario from the Mario movie, and he had like a gun that shot plungers out, so he could. Then the plunger sticks to something, and then he uses the gun with the rope on it, and it pulls him to whatever. But then people are obviously suspicious about that because it doesn't exist. So it's like when you see a plane that's covered up by the government, you're like, oh, it's a UFO, and it technically is, but it's just the government covering. Did I lose you yet?
I'm still trying to remember the Mario Brothers movie.
It was. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, you did.
Anyways.
Facebook reports journalists to police for flagging possible child porn on Facebook.
What was their thought process? What did they hope to achieve?
The BBC was doing an investigation into how there's apparently just shitloads of child porn groups on Facebook not being like
Policed at all?
Yeah. So they did a whole report. They sent it to Facebook being like, hey, just wanted to let you know
Check this out.
We're doing this story and we figured we'd let you know that this is out there. And Facebook was like,
the BBC
Oh my God.
They have child porn?
yeah, so they reported the BBC to police for